Today on Passion for Food, I show you how to make this delicious, sugar-free strawberry lemonade. You can actually make this with sugar if you want, but I'll show you a little trick here so that you literally can't tell the difference. And for our sweeteners here, I'm going to be using primarily erythritol. That's made naturally from fermenting sugar, and Splenda. And we're going to need about 2 lemons, although it does depend on the size of your lemons. And you know, online I'm always seeing that hack that talks about rolling the lemons to get more juice out of them, but that's pretty much nonsense, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. Now, it's possible that it could make a difference if you were just squeezing by hand, but I've never really been able to notice a difference. And of course, I'm not squeezing by hand, so you can see here how it really hollows out the whole lemon. So I just don't see that there's any more juice here that we could get. The total amount of lemon juice you're going to want does depend on taste, but I would recommend starting with about 1/4 of a cup and adjusting from there depending on how you like it. These were pretty small lemons, so I thought that I would need both, but I realized here after I got done squeezing half of this one that I just didn't need any more. So we can just save this other lemon half and use it to garnish or make some more lemonade later. This particular recipe makes about 1 liter of lemonade, or around 33 ounces. So on to our strawberries. We have about 3 large strawberries there. You can adjust that, of course, depending on how much you like strawberries and how big they are. And I'll show you here, you can hull these yourself just by sort of digging out that little green crown with your thumb. But actually, in this case, I think it makes them a little harder to cut, so I would recommend leaving that green part on and actually using that as the anchor as you're cutting them, which just makes it a little bit easier. And in general, I would say the riper your strawberries are, the less you really need to worry about cutting them. If they're very, very firm, you want to cut them a little smaller, but otherwise you can leave them in big chunks and it'll be just fine. You can see there how the strawberry holds together with that little green top. I was blocking the shot a little that first time. I'll try and show you a little better on this last strawberry. You just cut down both sides like that, so that once you cut them, you get those sort of little cube shapes, and you can just hold it with the top. And just a quick note on our sweeteners. I know some people are kind of scared of these artificial sweeteners. A lot of the names sound a little scary. But precisely because of that concern, they've become some of the most heavily studied food additives on the planet. So I'm pretty well convinced that these are safe, but you can use your own judgment there and just go with regular sugar if you would prefer. And I use a total of 4 packets of Splenda for this. And we're doing that because the erythritol, even though it has no strange aftertaste like most artificial sweeteners, is only about 80% as sweet as sugar. So we need something to kind of round out the sweetness for us. I find if you try and use just one type of these sweeteners, you wind up with kind of a funny taste. But if you combine them, you really can't tell. And with our erythritol, we want 3 heaping teaspoons like this. You can see we're going in here. I lost just a little bit in a breeze, but that's okay. And of course, you're going to need to be using a container that you can actually seal, because the last part here, we're going to add about 5 or 6 ice cubes, and we're really going to shake the heck out of this. What that'll do is the crystals from the erythritol and the ice crystals will help pulverize our strawberries, and all of that acidity from the lemon juice will help those flavors really leach out. And I'll let you listen here a little. Really don't be gentle with this. Really shake it. Really, really shake it. It should wind up looking like kind of a strawberry smoothie at the end. It should look pink like this, and your strawberries should look a little pulverized. I'll try and give you a look at the inside here. Hard to get a very good angle, but I think you get the idea. And lastly, of course, we just fill it up with some water. You'll really notice that great color and those pulverized strawberries in there. And because we didn't have very much liquid in there before, we still need to dissolve our sweetener. So just kind of give it a little bit of a swirl like this. It doesn't take much to get all of that dissolved. And you're done. And I have made this just with sugar. If you're going to use sugar, do the 3 heaping teaspoons just like you saw, and that's it. Don't add anything else. But I really can't tell the difference between the erythritol version and the sugar version. And according to my calculations, the difference is about 200 calories. So the sugar-free version is about 30 calories for the full liter, and if you use sugar instead, it'll be about 230. With spring here and summer just around the corner, it's the perfect time to give this a try. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up below and consider subscribing and hitting that little bell to get notifications of our future recipes. This has been Graham for Passion for Food.